Ozzy here with an overview of everything that we have in our EZAlgos arsenal currently. We have 6 plug and play strategies as well as our sandbox technology. Wanted to go over what those 6 plug and play strategies are, as well as give you a brief recap on what sandbox is. That way, you know what to expect when you're signing up for EZAlgos when we launch here in the next week or two, as well as if you decide to join the waitlist. So let's jump into it. So currently up on the screen, I have Sandbox preloaded with a EMA crossover strategy. This strategy is designed to buy the dip using 3 different EMAs in an uptrend. It also has our order management technology added to it, where it will average into a position. If your first position doesn't quite go the way you want, it will allow you to average down, and it will move your price targets down as your cost average moves down as well. So this is a really simple one that I designed just to kind of show you what you can do with it. It is loaded on a 90-day back test currently, so we'll just go ahead and jump into the performance there. So over the last 90 days, this had a $15,000 profit target, or profit that it made, a 1.47 profit factor, as well as a bunch of other statistics here. You can go ahead and look at the equity curve here. You can see the majority of that came in July and the beginning of August, and it's just kind of been chopping a little bit lately, but this is just designed to show you what it can do, and you can design anything you can think your mind of. We have just tons of different indicators, different market structures you could pick from, different candlesticks that you can design. You can design trailing stops. You can design when you auto break even. You can design auto break even plus profit. You can have it reverse your position. There's just so much you could do with Sandbox that requires a whole different video, which we have one up if you want to go check that out to learn more about it. So let's show you what you probably don't know much about, which is our 6 plug and play strategies. Wanted to go over those briefly real quick so you can understand how they work and why they are profitable. So our first one, our flagship, will be Crimson Dawn. This is the one that I've been using the most lately. This is the one that you've been seeing me post on Twitter, the results. So this is designed to look for trend breaks. So to look for, say, a downtrend break and then a new uptrend to form, and then it'll go long once it retests and confirms that uptrend. You can see we have a loss and a profit here, so one win loss, but it does short as well. If we were to scroll back here, we could see 2 shorts that were profitable and a short that was not. So 3 wins, 2 losses on just the last 2 days here, but we do have a high risk reward ratio, so the losses, if you have 1 win and 1 loss, the win will more than make up for the loss. So even though on this we may not have more than a 50% profit target over the last year, we can see we are highly profitable with a $46,000 net profit and a max drawdown of 10,000. If we look at the equity chart here, you can see this drawdown happened at the beginning of the last 12 months, and since then it's just been a smooth ride since. And so this is one that I've been very happy lately and will continue to use until it proves itself otherwise. So hopefully you guys are excited about this one. I know the new beta testers are excited about it and most are using it. All right, let's jump into the next one. Next one is Trendy. Trendy is a large time frame based algorithm. This looks for longs only, and what it'll do is it'll look for the large time frame to be long trend, so the trend to be long, and then what it'll do is it'll look for pullbacks in that trend and then place the trades based on that. So if we were to go look at the performance on this, we can see this one has also been very good. 28,000 over the last 12 months per contract with a $9,000 drawdown. And we look at the analysis here, you can see a lot of these algos struggled back in like September last year, and then since the beginning of the year this has been doing really well, other than a few losses back in the middle of August. But this one has been just wonderful lately. I run this live on my cash accounts and my Top Step accounts. Very happy with it. We'll continue to use it. Mean Machine, we have two different versions of it, with the third version coming out. Continually upgrading this one, as this one has the largest wins of everything. It hits home runs like nothing I've ever seen. You can see here that it looks cluttered on the screen, but if we were to go look at the performance of this, we could see the original Mean Machine up 60,000 with a 20,000 drawdown over the last year. So a little bit more risky, a little bit more reward because it hits large wins. You can see the largest winning trade was $10,800. And then you could see on this pretty good equity curve. Been struggling a little bit recently, but I have utter faith that it will get better as we, because it's a long only, it tends to do better when we're in an uptrend. We've been in a correction lately. Obviously, it's not been doing so well during the corrections. Upgrades that we're coming out with are aimed to correct some of those issues, and this is designed to use in conjunction with the other algorithms. So next one we're going to look at is our VMAC. This is a Vermouth smooth moving average crossover. It uses triple exponential moving averages that are smoothed over Heiken Ashi candles, and then it looks for the crossovers on it, and it will go long based on those. So this one I think is better to be used when you're watching it, because it uh, tends to fire during high volatility events, so it can give back some gains after it's entered. We are working on fixing this, and I expect upgrades to smooth out a lot of the profit gains on this. But for now, it's very usable when you're manually trading. Let it enter for you, move your stops up once you're in profit target. So you'll notice by the performance gains on this, it's a little bit more streaky. Probably our streakiest one of all, up 22,000 over the last year, $18,000 drawdown. If we look at the equity curve, you can see the streakiness of it is a little bit more. But when managed properly, very good algorithm still. All right, let's look at our next one. Next one is our gap filler. This is the one that needs upgrades before I feel comfortable using it. I noticed a few things that will immediately improve it, which we're working on. So one of the things we're working on is, right now it'll enter on open regardless. If it starts filling the gap, we're going to have some safety checks so it won't enter a trade until it starts filling the gaps. We're going to have some profit target or some profit protections added, and then some adaptive price targets to capture some more profit. So even if we looked at the equity curve on this, while it's up 8 grand over the last year, the equity curve is a little bit more streaky as well. Especially lately, we noticed June, July, August have been not very great for a lot of the algorithms. So all the upgrades are targeted at smoothing out these equity curves, and I'm very excited about sharing those upgrades with you guys. Last one is our multi-stochastic. This is a triple stochastic based algorithm. It does have a lot of features added to it. So it does have trend detection, does have trailing stops, does have triple trailing stops actually, so that stops will get tighter and tighter as you become more into price action. um, I didn't have time to optimize this one. This one I don't personally use, but I really like for what it could do in the future. So we have a bunch of upgrades with this: faster entries, more profit protection. So this one should end up being very good once we get those upgrades. So if we were to look at the equity curve on this, you can see it's very streaky right now, but I know a couple of the beta testers have found this to be very profitable when optimized correctly. So those are our 6 plug-in plays right now. We have some more in the works. We have some more scalping based plug and plays being designed, as well as I'm designing tons of stuff and templates for Sandbox, where you can just upload those to your Sandbox and it will give you algorithms immediately in Sandbox. So you could potentially have as many algorithms as you want to design in Sandbox. Major goal is to design systems that work with each other. So if one algorithm's doing bad, another one is doing good. So that way your portfolio is a lot more smooth sailing throughout the process of running all the algorithms. So hopefully this gives you a good idea of what we have in the bank right now, and then what we have coming in the future. And those upgrades will be done this weekend. I'll be testing them next week, and then I'll be sharing another video on what those new upgrades entail, because they are awesome and I'm very excited to share those with you all. So if you have any questions, shoot me a message on Discord, shoot me a message on Twitter. I'd be happy to answer any of that. If you're excited and you want to grab a slot, we do have 50 total slots that we're going to be offering for this. Half of them are already filled, and the reason for that is we're trying to protect liquidity. So if we're all using the same algorithms, making sure we all get good entries. And then there's going to be 10 lifetime slots, which we'll use to reinvest into the business to ensure further upgrades, and then releasing Sandbox 3.0, which is something I've been working on, and need to bring in another coder on. So want to raise some funds for that. So if you have any questions on that, let me know. And yeah, super excited. Hopefully you guys are, and let's make some money.